Previously on game nights. You two look at the guards. What do you say? What do you, Dan?
Well, I just said, remember that whole conversation? She's berating you. She doesn't respect the work that you do. As a member of the Starfeller Industries security force, you would be afforded the utmost respect, high pay, and excellent benefits. So I'm just saying, whose side do you want to be on?
What are you doing? There's no I in team.
Here at Starfeller Industries, we believe in people pulling themselves up by their bootstraps. We believe in the individual.
Listen, at the end of the day, who do you think is going to help you out? Do you think the government is going to help you out? No, don't pay your taxes.
Sit back, relax, and join us for this Game Nights. Tonight's story, The Warden, Chapter 1.
Cue the theme music.
Game Nights!
That's delightful. Cool. Well, on that note, our story begins.
As most stories do.
Yep. It does have a beginning and an end.
Oh.
Though where it ends is unclear. That is up to you. So imagine with me, we flex our creative brains. The camera pans down across a road somewhere near Neverwinter. It's a sunny fall day. The leaves are starting to change. A few have fallen from the trees down onto the road. And all is quiet, but the sounds of the birds in the trees. This is the scene as we hear footsteps and cheery chatter, I guess, coming down the roads towards the camera. Around the bend come four figures, two elves, a halfling, and whatever the fuck Sean is.
Dragonborn. Dragon Man. Lizard dude.
Two elves, a halfling, and a dragonborn. Certainly an eclectic group. Each of them is wearing a sort of patch sewn to the sleeves of their tunic that has a silver shield emblazoned with a golden star in the center. And as they come closer, we overhear the halfling ask of his dragonborn companion, Shihan. How do we say your name? Is that correct? Shihan.
Sean.
So, I mean, it's been some months since we last saw you. What are you? What's been going on?
Oh well, it's fantastic of you to say my new friends. Some old, some new. It's a thrill to be here and be back. It has been quite an exciting time. I'm surprised that we have not talked about it as a group up to this point, but, I guess there's no time like the present.
I'm just going to say thank God that Centaur guy isn't here anymore.
Yeah, I never met him, but I heard he was kind of a dick. And Dan was right about him the whole time. He won't shut up about that. That's what I learned. Oh, that's right. That's one thing. I'm going to try and be better. Del. Not Dan, it's Del.
Are we doing this thing?
I'm going to try. I won't promise anything, but I'm going to try.
I might have to write down. All right, so we got Shihan over here. I'm Del.
Yes. And then Matt, who is just in the longest toast of his life, is I'm here. Is Calwand. Okay, oh good. All right, I just want to make sure.
I'm here. I'm just frozen in time.
Okay. That's a hell of a place for your character to be. So anyway, yes. Thank you for. No one ever asks how I'm doing, so thank you. I appreciate that. When we last parted ways, we had escaped the evil eggplant Industries, the eggplant wizard, who had us trapped in a simulation that we managed to leave. It was I'm still dealing with that a little bit. It's a lot to deal with. But, I left there and I wanted to continue on my quest of redemption. As we've talked about previously, after my village had been killed, but I was a coward and the only one who survived my path of redemption. I have to say, a lot of therapy. I've come a long way. I'm feeling more confident. I've a lot of adventures, lots of heroing. Took a few licks here and there, but overall did okay, leveling up and all that. And I'm feeling better. You're going to be a lot more confident, Sean, this time around. And then also maybe a little bit of hotter temper, a little bit of a shorter fuse. I think with that confidence comes sort of an assertive personality of you get the first chance to do something, but if you do it wrong, I'm going to get a little antsy about it. So it's
pretty introspective here.
I learned a lot about I really did some soul searching. Really spent a lot of time just thinking about myself, just trying to be the best me I can be, and that meant a lot. And I'm so thrilled to be back with you, Del, because we had such a great time together. You and I, I made some mistakes, but forget about that. That's not what's important.
Sure. Yeah, I think it's safe to say we really held that group together.
Oh, no, we were the glue that really made things tick. I don't remember who the third guy was, but he was kind of unnecessary. So, but I'm so thrilled to be here and be working with you guys in a situation that we will continue to exposit about and explain to the audience. So this is great. Thank you for having me back on the team.
Indeed. Well, it's certainly great to have you here to back us up. After Del and I left Shaker Heights, we decided to run with his masterful entrepreneurial idea of getting into this private security business, and that's why we started Starfeld Industries, limited liability corporation. Because we don't want to take too much responsibility. What was I going to say? But the two of us, I think the two of us found ourselves shorthanded. So we've done a couple missions, but we're really trying to build our reputation. It's really important to us to build some good faith and good standing in the community. We don't want people to think we're like loose cannons who go around like breaking stuff and killing people indiscriminately. We're really trying to be an upstanding private security.
I get it. Look, this is a word of mouth industry. Really recommendations are so important. 5-star reviews. You really want a positive customer experience. Look, I'm a company man. I'm Starfell. Is that the name of the company?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm a Starfell man through and through.
Indeed. Yeah, we want this patch, the shield and star to be, to bring a smile to the citizens, to the faces of the citizens,
while keeping them safe.
Right.
That's fantastic.
Certainly don't want people to like turn and run when they see us coming. At least
not yet.
The upstanding citizens of the world.
That's excellent. And I don't know the new guy. He's slick. I don't know who this guy is.
Speaking of Calwind, what's your story? We were super pleased with the resume you sent over from our in response to our ad in Warlock Weekly, but we're thrilled to have you along as a sort of trial run on this mission.
That's right, because we don't believe in long-winded, unpractical interviews where we talk about the theory of warlocking and how would you take a fireball spell and turn it into an ice spell without using any extra magic. In practice, that stuff really doesn't matter. What really matters is how you perform on the job.
Yeah, although with that being said, because I did see on your resume, it did mention you know how to juggle, and I'm curious. I do at some point. We don't have to do that now. I do want to learn the backstory behind that one. But just start with yourself. We cannot hear you. I cannot. Can you guys hear him?
No, he's speaking very softly. Speak up.
No, there's no sound coming out in my ears.
No, I'm just kidding. There's no sound.
This is so you're a mute. You're a mute and you cannot talk. Wow, what an interesting development for this character. I'm surprised.
Well, hey, we are, we're an equal opportunity employer.
Resume.
Hey guys, my name is Calwand Charkel. I'm really happy to be working here with you guys, and I'm glad I joined this team. Little bit of my backstory. My upbringing was a little rough. I'm what you call a dark elf. So I lived in a clan of dark elves for many, many years. We don't really see the sun too often. That's kind of our thing. We live underground. Anybody that we encounter, we automatically feel that they are kind of beneath us in many ways, and that we the dark elves or the drow ought to impose our will over them because we're special kind of elves. But I'm a little bit different. I wanted to go out and see the world a little bit, so I went out and I was walking along one day, and I came across this giant worn tome of torn pages, and I walked over to it and picked it up. I thought it looked really cool, I wanted to read a little bit of it. Turns out it had a bunch of glyphs on it that I didn't really understand or couldn't really make out, but just the fact that I read them kind of transported me to an interdimensional realm, and I was faced with a decision whether or not to join forces with some kind of arcane interdimensional godlike figure known as the Old One. That's what he kept calling himself, at least, the Old One. So I thought, let's give it a shot. I mean, I didn't really have much going for me at the time, and I figured this be like a resume builder, like joining forces with the Old One. He might have some connections, could be some networking abilities in there. So I said, let's give it a shot. So, long story short, I've been serving the Old One ever since that was probably about 2 years ago.
Now that sounds kind of ominous. Has this been a equal exchange of services and opportunities between the two of you?
Oh yeah. It's been pretty great. I do carry out missions for the Old One and bring the Old One anything that he needs and carry out his will on this earthly plane. And in exchange, he gives me all these spells and cool things and little trinkets, like this cool crystal that I have in my pocket that I could take this cool little crystal and cast, I guess, kind of like magic with it. It's pretty neat. I wasn't able to do that before. I was just a pretty normal guy.
Well, if I may say two things. One, that is the craziest fucking story I've ever heard. Let me be clear. And this, I once robbed a bank to get a magic pen, so I'm just saying that's bizarre. Two, you seem.
Where is our magic pen?
I got it.
Where's Quill?
It's right in my back pocket.
Okay.
Yeah. And two, you seem very chill about it. You seem like a very career focused guy. You seem like a really ambitious go-getter, really just looking to make a name for yourself in the world of business.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much from day one. That's how I describe myself, and I got a lot of what they call ambition. So,
do you mind if I ask about the accent? Is that Canadian, Midwest? Is that
dark elf, I guess?
Dark elf? Yeah. Righto. It's about time.
Nice. Now,
we all kind of talk like this,
Indeed. Cal, is it okay if we call you Cal, or do you prefer the full?
No. Yeah, my parents, they call me Calwan, but you could call me Cal. That's fine.
Okay. Alrighty. Cool, Cal. Well, so it sounds like you're still in contact with this Old One, right? Should we be concerned, when push comes to shove, if the Old One is telling you one thing and Starfeld Industries is moving in another direction, can we count on you to stand with us? Or I'm just wondering where your allegiances lie.
Question. with you. One's intentions and Starfeld Industries' intentions is kind of like two extensions of the same branch. You know, I think that two branches of the same tree. I think that are and pretty compatibly, and I wouldn't be standing here before you if I didn't think that we could definitely make some kind of arrangement. You know. Would benefit both Calwand and Starfeld and the old one, you know, all in the same tree there.
Do you mind if boss, man? Can I call you boss?
Who?
You, my boss. Aren't you my boss?
I guess
I work for
Who is the
you.
boss?
I mean,
That's a good question.
Del. This was all Dell's idea.
Oh, so you two are like, so you're like the Wozniak Jobs of Starfeld
We're
Industries.
co-CEO.
And I'm like that guy who sold all his stock for 50,000 that would have been worth billions. Yeah, that's okay. That sounds about right. But I have a question about I want to know more. I'm surprised I didn't think to ask you this before accepting the job, but I want to know more about the business. How many employees? How many jobs have we done? How big is this? I'm assuming this is a big company.
No, it's the opposite. We're just getting our feet under. Shion, you're employee number one.
Whoa!
If Dell and I are the founders, you're employee number one. Cal is employee number two. And like I said, we are just trying to get established.
Gotcha.
Trying to do, take work wherever we can get it, build our reputation, build some goodwill with the Neverwinter community. By defeating evil, protecting innocent people,
And serving the old one.
Okay, all right.
We'll see. I haven't met this old one yet, so I'm not sure about that. But jury's still.
All in due time, as the old one says. All in due time.
All right, quick speed round. What's your favorite weapon? I love a good crossbow.
Oh, I love the crossbow too there, yeah. Matter of fact, I have a proficiency that some might say with the crossbow.
Now, crossbows are great and all, but they don't match the elegance of a nice, simple longbow. It takes a bit of skill to use, takes a bit of strength to wield, but I think it gets the job done.
Well, I think we can all agree that ranged weapons are clearly superior.
Oh boy, I don't. Guys, I hate to be that guy. I hate to be the needle in this haystack. But I like to confront my enemies up close. If I can't reach and touch them strangle them with my bare hands, you're not doing a good fight. And so, really, anything great sword, great axe. If it's great and you can hit them with it, I mean, that's a real weapon right there.
Gotta say, if I can just interrupt there for a moment, the close weapons there. One time we had a tribe of dwarves. This is way back when I was living with the Drow, and the dwarves came in with their hand axes and their battle axes, and I gotta say they didn't really make it too far inside of our compound there. We just kind of stood up and took them all out with our ranged weapons and kind of killed all of them. And what we did though, we piled all their corpses up. Yeah.
Mal stops. His ears perk up. Did you hear that?
What?
I don't know. Did I hear it?
Huh? Come again?
You tell me. You want to perceive something or something? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yay! First roll.
All right. This is the inaugural roll, and that means something for this set of dice. Ready?
So ready.
Yep, I'm ready.
13 plus 3 is 16.
Ooh. So, Del, you turn your head to the left, and you hear some rustling. You see some leaves moving in the trees, and you can just make out the shape of what looks like a boar to you moving through the underbrush.
Is it a danger? Is it like attacking us, or is it just like on its merry way?
It doesn't seem to have noticed you.
How far away is it in distance?
I'd say it is 15 feet away.
Oh, damn. Are we hungry? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Can we capture it and keep it as a pet?
I actually don't know. Maybe, yeah.
No, but I still have Deagle.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Well, then I want Shore, the Sean boar. That seems fair, doesn't it?
I think it does seem fair.
Okay, I would like to take my rope, turn it into a lasso, and attempt to lasso the boar.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Okay. All right. So Sean takes his rope. Roll a. Let me see.
Yeah, I don't.
Go ahead and suggest animal handling.
Animal handling. That's a wisdom check.
First things first. Roll an intelligence check, just to see if you know how to like
Make a lasso. That's awesome. I would love to do that, which I have a whopping 0 in. So, and this is the first use of the Dice Cam 3000. Dice Cam 3000.
Whoa, we get to see the Dice Cam 3000.
And you guys actually get to see it this time, so you know I'm not cheating. You know I'm telling the truth here. And I rolled a 6. I rolled a 6.
That was a solid roll.
So I make
shot into the box.
I make a very bad lasso. It's very weak.
So you have a rope, and you do like you know what a lasso looks like. So you tie like a loop at the end of the rope.
Okay.
So you have a thing that sort of looks like a lasso, but it's definitely not going to do the thing a lasso does, where like when you catch something, the loop like.
So is it so bad that if I throw it, it's not going to work, or like so bad that I'm just at disadvantage when I do it?
I don't think you'll be at disadvantage when you throw it, but the creature will be at advantage when it tries to escape.
All right, hey, I'm good with that. I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. But what's the toss and target? Is that
what's the roll?
Yeah, dexterity.
That would be a dexterity. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's give it a shot here. Let's see how good I am. My old West training. Let's see how it does. And that's a 13 plus 3. So that's a 16.
Nice. So Shihan sort of winds up, spins the lasso over his head. The lasso's in air quotes there. Spins. He tosses it, and it lands around the boar's neck. And the boar is quite startled. Squeals rather loudly, as you might imagine a boar would squeal, and tries to pull away. And so I'm gonna roll a strength check for the boar here. And as I said, boar's gonna have advantage, so we'll see. Lucky for you, he does not get away, so you have lassoed yourself.
Now I don't know what to do. I got a boar on a rope.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, can I step in there and make a suggestion?
Boy, can ya.
So this boar, right? You know who really likes boars?
If you say the old one, I swear to God, I don't even go there.
You could swear, if you swear to anybody, you should be swearing to the old one, first of all. Anyway, the old one, he really happens to like boars. It's one of his favorite things. So I just want to go ahead and put it out there. You know, we could sacrifice this boar to the old one.
What?
And
what
maybe gain some unholy favor.
Sacrifice it?
Ooh.
But like...
I do like unholy favor. That sounds cool.
You know, just there's something to think about, you know, mull it over.
I mean, look, the old one, look, we're growing a small business here, and I think having the old one on our side, like in the Chamber of Commerce, is really going to help us. You know, he's a local influencer.
And it'll make a really great recommendation we can put on the testimonial.
Dude, that could be the blurb on the website. This will be great.
Right. The warlock wide web, where all the warlocks can use spells to talk to one another.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, while y'all are discussing this, the boar is still
Flailing wildly.
sort of lassoed. It is squealing freaking out. And in the commotion, you don't hear the two other boars that are approaching behind you. So the larger of the two boars, which is in fact a giant boar, it is much larger, charges up and rams Mal, who, being a halfling and is much smaller than the giant boar, flies across the road, hits a tree, and like falls to the ground unconscious. So roll for initiative.
Oh,
You're in battle now with a giant boar and a smaller boar.